name is Bonang Soroge, and we are going to do a presentation about Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a framework developed by Benjamin Bloom that is used to classify educational goals. Bloom's taxonomy is used by educators to structure their assessment and plan their lessons. It has 6 categories, which is remembering, applying, analyzing, understanding, creating, and evaluating. On this presentation, we are going to analyze Bloom's taxonomy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Morasi Apri. I'll be explaining what is Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a framework for categorizing learning objectives into 6 cognitive competencies. Bloom's taxonomy is designed to help educators to create learning objectives that are clear, specific, and measurable. There are 6 levels in Bloom's taxonomy, which are remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, creating, and evaluating. Remembering, recalling previously learned information such as fact, date, and concept. Understanding, interpreting and understanding the meaning of information, such as explaining the concept in your own ways. Applying, using learned information to solve problems or complete tasks, such as applying mathematical formulas to real-world situations. Application, using learned information to solve. Number 4, analyzing, breaking down complex information into smaller parts to understand relationships and patterns, such as identifying causes and effect relationships. Number 5, creating, combining existing knowledge to create new ideas or products, such as designing a new product or writing a creative story. Number 6, evaluating, making judgment about the value or quality of information, such as evaluating the credibility of sources or the effectiveness of a solution.
Good morning, I'm Daniela DLM, and I'll be continuing with the history of Bloom's taxonomy. In 1956, Benjamin Bloom and a group of educational psychologists created Bloom's taxonomy. The goal was to help teachers classify educational goals and learning objectives. They divided the learning into 3 domains: 1, cognitive, which is thinking; affective, which is attitudes and feelings; and psychomotor, which is physical skills. The original cognitive domain had 6 levels, which is knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. These levels moved from simple, which is knowledge, and to more complex, which is evaluation. Teachers used Bloom's taxonomy to plan lessons, assess learners, and also ask questions. Changes were made. Nouns changed into verbs, e.g. knowledge became remember. The order of the last 2 levels was switched. The revised order was remember, understand, apply, analyze, and create. The revised version helps teachers to focus more on what learners can do with their own knowledge. So, thank you. I'll hand over to the next speaker.
Greetings. My name is Baito Masoni, and I'll be doing who developed Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy was developed by Benjamin Bloom and his collaborators. He's an American educational psychologist. In 1956, they published Taxonomy of Educational Objectives, the classification of educational goals, which introduced taxonomy. The original taxonomy includes 6 cognitive categories, which is knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. In 2001, a revised version was published with changes of categories and their names: 1, remembering; 2, understanding; 3, applying; 4, analyzing; 5, evaluating; 6, creating. Bloom's taxonomy is widely used in education to classify learning objectives, assess student learning, and promote critical thinking. Thank you.
Greetings once again. My name is Bonang Soroge. When was Bloom's taxonomy revised? Bloom's taxonomy was revised in 2001 by a group of educational psychologists led by David and Lorraine. The revised version introduced changes to the original taxonomy, which was created in 1956. Some key changes in the revision includes revised terminologies: remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. The structure of the original taxonomy also changed. The revision also changed the structure of the taxonomy. Instead of using simple hierarchy of cognitive skills, the revised taxonomy uses 2 dimensions, which is cognitive process dimension and knowledge dimension.
Good morning, my name is Jack Mashel. I'll be focusing on what were some of the changes in Bloom's taxonomy. The main change involved replacing the original noun-based categories with verb, reflecting that thinking is an active process. The revised taxonomy also renamed and reordered some levels with synthesis, become creating, and the 2 highest level swapping positions, noun and verb, noun to verbs. The original taxonomy used noun to describe the level of cognitive, e.g. knowledge, comprehension. The revised version replaced these nouns with verbs, e.g. remember to understanding, making the categories more action orientated and aligning better with how we conceptualize thinking as an active process. Level reordering. The original taxonomy claims synthesis, now create, above evaluation. The revised version swapped these levels, positioning creating at the highest level and evaluate as the second highest. Level renaming. The lowest level of the original knowledge became remembering.
Greetings to you all. My name is Mahal MT. I will be focusing on why is Bloom's taxonomy important in education. Number one, clear learning objectives. It helps educators provide a clear and measurable learning outcomes, ensuring that instruction and assessments align with the desired level of student learning. Number two, structured curriculum design. Bloom's taxonomy provides a framework for designing a curriculum that progresses from basic knowledge to complex skills, allowing students to build upon their knowledges and abilities. Number three, effective assessment. It facilitates the creation of assessments that accurately measure the student learning at various cognitive levels, moving beyond rote memorization to evaluate higher order thinking skills. Number four, improve teaching strategies. By understanding the different levels of cognitive level, educators can choose appropriate teaching methods and activities that promote deeper understanding and engagement.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Manuel. I'm going to explain about whether Bloom taxonomy is a theory or not. We found out that Bloom taxonomy is a theory. It's considered as a theory, specifically on a learning and assessment. It provides a framework for classifying and organizing educational objectives and learning activities based on cognitive complicity. We have the 4 points that we're going to look at. Number one, we have organized framework. It offers a structured way to categorize and understand different levels of cognitive skills or cognitive thinking from remembering to creating. It provides a hierarchy. It provides a hierarchy of cognitive process, suggesting a progression of learning from basic knowledge to complex thinking. Number three, we have guide instruction and assessment. It helps educators to design instruction and assessment that targets different levels of cognitive development, serve as a basic for understanding learning. It offers a conceptual framework for understanding how students learn and how students provide and how to promote a high order thinking, subject to revision and interpretation. Like anything, Bloom taxonomy has been revised and adapted over time.
Good morning, I'm Kumele GLM, and I'll be continuing with how Bloom's taxonomy is used in assessments. Teachers use Bloom's taxonomy in assessments to make sure that they check different levels of student understanding. Here's how they use it. They plan questions based on different levels of thinking, from easy to hard. Example, under remembering, they can say list the parts of the plants, and under analyzing, they can say compare two types of plants. They design tests and quizzes with a mix of questions types. Low order questions, they can make multiple choices or true or false to test basic knowledge. And under high order questions, it can be essays or problem solving tasks to deepen thinking. They create rubrics based on Bloom's taxonomy to grade fairly and clearly. They also use it to check learning outcomes. Teachers match each question or task with a learning objective at a specific level, e.g. apply or create. They also use it to differentiate assessments. They give different types of tasks to different learners depending on their own needs, their own specific needs. Some may need help with understanding and some may be ready to evaluate or create. Guide feedback. Teachers give learners feedback. They can say, you remembered the facts so well. Now use your own ways to create. This helps learners to move up the levels. Thank you.
Check my show again. I'll be focusing on how Bloom's taxonomy in the classroom is applied, focusing on the following ways. The first one is understanding, recalling, goal, whereby learners must recall phrases, facts, fundamental ideas, and responses. Teachers should ask learners to recall prior knowledge or fundamental facts. Focusing on the second point is understanding, comprehension, goal, whereby learners have to understand the significance of the content. The teacher should ask learners to describe new materials in their own terms after it has been presented. The third point, application, goal, whereby learners have to be able to apply the acquired knowledge to novel circumstances, whereby the teacher should provide learners with situation or issue from the real world where they must use it.
Good morning, everyone. I am with my MA. I will be focusing on what were the limitations of Bloom taxonomy. By depicting the learning process, also linear theory, hierarchy, and relating the complexity of individual learning by and interaction of various cognitive abilities, it can oversimplify the process. Furthermore, by concentrating mostly on cognitive abilities, it may ignore other crucial facts of learning like motivation, emotions, and social intelligence. Key limitations. Oversimplification of learning. Learning is frequently portrayed by Bloom's taxonomy as a sequential process that progresses from fundamental information to intricate assessment. This can be deceptive because learning is frequently more dynamic and fluid, incorporating several levels and skills at once. Focus on cognitive skills. The taxonomy may overlook important domains like emotional intelligence, creativity, and social skills, in favor of focusing exclusively on cognitive abilities like knowledge, comprehension, and application. Ignores individual differences. Individual learning styles, past knowledge, and motivation levels may not be sufficiently taken into consideration by the taxonomy, despite the fact that these factors can have a substantial impact on how people receive and remember information. Thank you.
In conclusion, Bloom's taxonomy serves as a fundamental framework for understanding and organizing educational objectives. By categorizing cognitive skills into hierarchy, from remembering, understanding, to analyzing, evaluating, and creating, it provides educators with a structured approach to curriculum development and assessment design. The taxonomy not only supports the creation of clear learning goals, but also encourages the promotion of higher order thinking skills among students. It revises vision further, enhances its relevance by using action-oriented language and aligning with modern educational needs. Overall, Bloom's taxonomy remains a powerful tool in shaping effective teaching strategies and fostering meaningful, student-centered learning experiences. Thank you.